commemorate with us World AIDS Day. Hi, if I can have your attention briefly. My name is Leah Garland, and I am the Director of Individual Giving at Radiant Health Centers. I took over Joe's position. Joe Alfano is now the Chief Development Officer after Sue left in May. Hear me in the back. I'm worried about his really loud. Okay. Well, I spent the past 5 years as individual giving manager at a national environmental organization, and before that, I was a English professor and a theater professor with a specialty in LGBTQ plus issues of theater and dance. And I'm very, very happy to be here tonight to see you all and to be here at this critical moment at Radiant Health Center's Journey for Health Equity. I'm very honored to welcome you to this special occasion. And now, if you would, let us take a moment of silence to remember those who we've lost to the AIDS epidemic. And we have a remembrance tree right here that you can visit at some point tonight to honor a loved one. Radiant Health Center's own Sue is manning this, and she created paper swans, and they have tags on it, and you can write the name of a loved one to remember them by. And in a moment, you'll hear from a few of our staff and a very special guest, Jennifer Lee. And then we'll enjoy a delicious dinner and desserts. And then at 9:30, we're going to have a fireworks display. So now I'd like to turn the microphone over to Radiant Health Center's Joe Alfano, who is stepping in for Phil Yeager, our CEO, who is homesick.
Hello. Thank you, Leah. Hi, everyone. I was not scheduled to speak tonight, so stepping in for Phil. I spoke to Phil this morning. He so wanted to be here with all of you tonight to celebrate your support of Radiant Health Centers, to say thank you. So I know I'm a poor stand-in for Phil, so please bear with me. But he really sends his love to each and every one of you. I think you've all known Phil has been a dedicated CEO for many years. He's been at Radiant Health Centers for almost 30 years now, and he rarely misses an event. So he sends his love to all of you tonight. Last year, we were here at this lovely venue, and we were just starting and telling you about some new initiatives that Radiant Health Centers have been undertaking as part of our 5-year strategic plan. At that event, we talked about our new youth program, which I'm happy to share has continued to grow and will be continuing to grow and change in the coming year as we expand that program. And this year alone, we've served over 100 LGBTQ youth through that program, thanks to all of you and your support. So thank you. That program is unique for Radiant Health Centers is in that it is 100% funded by individual donations. So that truly is happening because of all of you. We also talked about our new clinic, which have been growing. That we hired our new medical director, Dr. Dewey, who came up and introduced our staff to you. Dr. Dewey is here tonight. Dr. Dewey will be coming up in just a moment. And we were talking about other expanded initiatives. This year has been an incredible year behind the scenes as we're moving forward with all of the next plans. It's a little boring because you don't see it necessarily. It's putting together policies, it's putting together the infrastructure to be able to become a federally qualified health center, FQHC. And this year has been our building year. It's been amazing to see. It's been amazing to see the growth within the organization to allow us to achieve this goal. And I'm really thrilled to report that in January, we will be acting as a FQHC lookalike to begin our application process. Fingers crossed, we're really hoping that in July, we'll be able to make a big announcement that we are an FQHC lookalike. So exciting news to come. Our clinic is still under renovation. That's going to be concluding this spring. So we'd like to have all of you come in for a ribbon cutting to see all the great work that's happening. We're about to be able to share and show you all the fruits of 2023 and all the great work that we've been doing. And it all happens because of all of you. So we cannot thank you enough. And I just learned today, so Dr. Dewey's in the club and joining for a moment. Really exciting news that just happened today. So Dr. Dewey, you want to come up and share what you just told
me? Thank you, Joe. I too was not planned to talk to you. If I did a pattern going on. But I'm very thrilled to be here and so happy to see all. I'm so happy to see all of you guys here. Thank you so much for your support. Like Joe said, this upcoming year and these past 6 months have been a whirlwind of growth. And there are good whirlwinds and there are bad whirlwinds. And I would say this is a good whirlwind. So I think as we emerge from this whirlwind in 6 months, 12 months, we're going to be completely different. So, and because of all your help, we will be able to get there. So the announcement that I wanted to share with you is that we hired a second position. So after me today, so this is going to be a great help for us. It's amazing to be able to hire a young physician, part of the community, who knows HIV medicine, has been treating the LGBT+ community since he basically was a medical student. So I cannot stress to you how important this is for us. It's a big accomplishment for us, and it's your support, your funding that helps. I also want to take some time to thank my clinic team. Hope you're not taking too much of our time. First off is Mary. If Mary can come up here. Mary Ramatula, she's our clinic manager. She started in July. She's my soul sister. We both have scoliosis. We love the same artists, the same singers. And I can't imagine a better right-hand woman to share this experience with. So thank you so much, Mary. And also Misty. Misty is also my second soul sister. We are very alike. She's our ECM case manager. She's a nurse. She's our lead. ECM is enhanced care management. So she helps take care of, she has a hard job of taking care of our most vulnerable Medi-Cal patients. So I do the medicine and the doctoring, but she takes care of them from a whole person. So without her, we would not be able to provide the amazing care that we do for our multiple people. I also want to bring up here Francisco. Is Francisco here? Yeah. Francisco is our medical assistant who started with us only a couple months ago. And a drag queen by night. Francisco is the strongest medical assistant I've ever had a privilege to work with. So I'm so glad that Francisco is here to be able to share with you guys the work that we're doing here. So thank you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Dr. Dewey, and thank you to our whole clinic team and to all of the staff here at Radiant Center who's here tonight. We really want you to get to know the faces of Radiant Health Centers. And that's the amazing staff that you help support every day. It's our amazing patients and clients that you're helping to support. I can't say enough to thank all of you and to emphasize the impact that you're making on people's lives. I think we all know that right now in the LGBTQ plus community in particular, there are many challenges. And it doesn't sound like they're going to go away anytime soon. Having a place like Radiant Health Centers that is open, accepting, and compassionate, and a place for members of our community to come and to feel safe and cared for and nurtured is something we so need today. And that's what you're supporting. You're supporting that care, that nurturing. And we are grateful for each and every one of you. I'm going to turn it back over to Leah, and we're going to share some stories now about the staff and the impact of the work on our clients. So it is cold and flu season. Obviously, we lost Phil tonight to a cold. Alex Concepcion from our mental health department was going to speak tonight. Unfortunately, she has a cold also and did not join us. Leah will be standing in for Alex and sharing her story.
Hi, so please imagine me as Alex Concepcion. Okay, as the mental health clinical supervisor at Radiant Health Centers, I have witnessed many clients' hard-won growth, and I'd like to share one brief story with you tonight. We have a client, a man in his 40s. Let's call him Michael. And Michael has been living with HIV for over a decade. He experienced substance abuse and other life changes, and he wasn't able to finish school. He was very ill, and he needed a nurse case manager to get his medical help put in place, and Radiant did that. But his medical care wasn't enough. In his late 40s, he returned to living at home with his parents and had a hard time imagining a future for himself. Then he was referred to our mental health staff and started getting the mental health treatment he needed. I worked with him for 3 years, and during that time, I encouraged him to get his high school diploma. He maintained sobriety for a year, and I wanted him to get more grounded with using a diploma as a goal. And we met every other week, and there were times when he didn't know what he could do or even what to look forward to. But our work together built a solid enough foundation so that he was able to get that diploma. And you can imagine the joy and thankfulness I felt when I received a picture of his diploma. His commitment to therapy was itself a practice for him to commit to his future. So thank you for providing the resources for Michael's care. And now, Leah. I would like to introduce to you a very inspirational client of Radiant Health Centers, Jennifer Lee.
So when Leah asked me if I wanted to speak, my initial response was, "Oh my God, now I have to take my nails." So, but no, it actually was, because I actually did take my nails. So she helped me write out a speech, and I'm gonna try to read it just so I can stay focused. But okay, let me focus. Okay, so my name's Jennifer, and I've been coming to Radiant ever since I was 21, when I was first diagnosed. So that was like 32 years ago when I first came. So yay, but back then it was ASF. And when I first came, when I was diagnosed in 1992, it was really hard because in my family we're Vietnamese, and that was back then it was really taboo, so it wasn't we weren't really allowed to speak about it. So I had this cool white gay friend who said, "Hey, I found a group for you. It's called Women's Voices." So I said, "Yeah, okay, I'll go." And when I first walked in, I was really scared because it was really foreign to like talk about this illness. And then these women were like asking me, "How do you feel?" And that was really foreign too because I didn't know how to feel when I was first diagnosed. And then they would hug me and my body would get stiff because in my life, I only knew touch as something hurtful. So I would keep coming, and back then I received services like the pantry and groups, and my boys would go to kids club where they would get help with homework. They really went for the free pizza. No, they really did. And I think we went to like camp once. It was really, really cool. So then I left for like 20 years because initially it was so overwhelming. Like I couldn't deal with my illness. It was like right in my face. And then I had to raise my boys because I was a single mom. So sporadically I would come back like to the Christmas parties or when I first got my first place, they helped me with a deposit, things like that. But then probably 4 years ago, when I got super sick, I was like running around with like 6, 10, 11, 12 T cells. And then I got pneumonia, and I was in the hospital for 2 months. I decided to come back, and I loved it. I loved it because I actually began to use the mental health program, and they would have this group every Friday, and we would get to do art. And Lisa was like 6'8", and she would have all these cool snacks, and then she would do check-ins. And it was really cool, just a whole sense of community. And then when I got sick, Lisa would come visit me. She still did my therapy like one-on-one, and then she would bring me gingerbread cookies and coloring books because I had to learn to like sit, to walk. I had to depend on people to feed me, and that was really hard for me because trust is hard for me to depend on people to ask for help, to be vulnerable. And so those are some of the gifts that I received here. I think a part of the practical resources like pantry, when I reflect back on the first 2 years, I think the greatest gift I received was hope. Because when I first came here, I didn't know how to feel. All I could do was be in my head. I didn't know how to show up and ask for help and ask for a hug or ask for support. And just their acts of kindness, whether it was like my case manager, Barbara, when I had a procedure and I was scared to go, she would show up. Or my therapist, Sierra, she would teach me how to hold space and set boundaries. And and then she would give me homework, and I loved it because I was forced to like write, and I'm really good with writing assignments. And I think, like, to sum it all up, apart from the compassion, the feeling of support, I think what I really loved was a sense of belonging, like feeling not only loved, but feeling known. Because it's easy for people to love you when you're like doing cartwheels and performing and earning their love. But just to walk in a place where I didn't have to give anything or perform and just be myself and take off my mask. And I mean, there are days I walked in sweats and boxers, and some days I didn't comb my hair, and it was okay. Like they still loved on me, and that was so cool. So when I was like looking up the word, like I'm glad they changed to radiant because when it was ASF, I kind of felt a little weird about it. But radiant means to shine forth, to um, be a glowing light. And it reminds me of one of my favorite quotes. It's the wound is the place where light enters. I think it's a really good. And I realized what I loved about it is light can only enter when we embrace the darkness. And believe it or not, compassion means to walk alongside, like to suffer with another person. So I think that most people that I've met with this diagnosis, they have a lot of sorrow and grief, and it's hard. It's hard to express that in the world. So to have a place where we can feel safe to say, hey, I'm hurting, help me, and have people treat us like we matter. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And it kind of reminds me of this art. It's a Japanese art. I think it's called Kinsuchi. And it's like when broken pieces of ceramic, they use this like gold resin to bind it together. And then there's like beauty in the brokenness. So I think of a lot of things when I think of radiant. And now I think I'm starting to get brain fog and RAM. So I'm going to close it up. And I just love radiant, and it's made my life so much better because it helped me to become whole and to go back and recover the pieces that I gave away through this diagnosis. So thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much, Jean.
Oh, I made you guys little goodie bags. They're like little cute bags that I made.
Make sure there's one for each one of you. Very sweet. Thank you. And our last speaker will be Ben Kant from Radiant Health Center. He is a patient navigator and
Thank you very much. I hope you're all enjoying your evening. I'm Ben. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and the current patient navigator at Radiant Listeners. I've been asked to share a bit about what I do as a patient navigator and what I've experienced working with clients. In short, we do our best to meet clients' needs as they struggle to take care of themselves. But sometimes multiple factors. One group of such clients is the entry group, the formerly incarcerated. I had a unique experience working with an individual in the reentry population. She is a mother with a long history of frequent incarceration and substance dependency. With my help, this woman, let's call her Tamara, was able to achieve her goal of successfully completing her treatment for hepatitis C. Support is important, and many of our clients and patients lack the support in their lives. Sometimes we at Radiant Health Centers serve as clients' main source of support. As you can imagine, it can be very difficult to break addiction and substance dependency. Many of our clients don't show up, and when they do show up, they may not stay in touch consistently. Because of you, Radiant is that anchor point for you. And we have worked hard to create a culture of consistency, one that clients like Tamara benefit from. Tamara was able to continue to return and remain in care with us when she was ready to prioritize health. We were able to help her navigate a very complex healthcare system, in addition to simply being present and available when she needed support. We were also fortunate enough to provide her resources to help her young son get some new pair of pants that he was outgrowing, which helped sustain a feeling of pride and accomplishment for being able to provide for her family in the middle of our challenges. So today, Tamara is free of her hepatitis C, proud of her years of sobriety, and successfully completed her certification to be a drug and alcohol counselor and continue to serve the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. And thank you to all of you who make the work possible. I just want to say that I love to tell people that I work for Radiant Health Centers. I am so proud of the mission, the staff, the incredible history that we have here in Orange County, and our inspirational plan for 2024. And I hope you feel that same sense of pride when you hear about the great work being done. And good news, we have a match that goes until December 31st. So every dollar that you give to Radiant Health Centers is matched by a very generous and anonymous supporter. And as you think about what's important to you over the holidays, I hope that you will remember Radiant Health Centers and help us expand health equity here in Orange County. And lastly, we have ornaments. If you gave us a gift today of $100, then you can go home with a gorgeous memento, a beautiful ornament that my colleague Sue is passing out. Well, thank you for all you do, and I hope you enjoy your dinner.
So thank you everybody for joining. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. And remember, we keep donating. The radianthealthcenters.org. The music's gonna start, but donate to the end of the year, and then join us for volunteer services. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.